All right, guys, do want to do a video for you today. It's been said that the best single bite in barbecue, a lot of people have said this, is a well done beef rib, Dino Rib, big beef rib, whatever it is. So I'm going to show you today exactly how I make my beef ribs, because that's what I got going. Texans playoff game going on right now in a little bit, so thought I'd make some beef ribs, and it's been an incredible response to ogsauce.com getting launched. We're getting a lot of orders, and when you order, obviously you get a couple of my personal recipes, but I thought I'd do a video here just to show you one of the ones that I like to do. Pretty straightforward, but you got to do it the right way with the Dino Ribs. Now, what I start with is the big ribs, and I'll show you those in just a second. You know what I'm talking about. And I use basically 3 rubs. One of them is mixed together. After you cut the skin off the meaty side of the rib, just leave a little thin layer there. You don't need to worry about the membrane on the other side, because you're not going to be using the bone side at all if you do it the right way. So what I do is, the first rub I use is a mix. It looks like I got a lot of, oh, this is the wrong one. Sorry about that. That's coming up in a minute. So this is my mix, my personal mix of rubs. I use this a lot on Dino Ribs, a lot of beef and pork ribs I use this. And it's not that big a secret. I'll tell you exactly what's in here. Half of it is Dan Pastorini's Texas style rub. By the way, these are all unpaid endorsements. I'm just telling you how I like to cook my big ribs, and I use this for brisket and ribs, pork ribs as well. Half of it is Dan Pastorini's Texas style rub, and half of it I order online or I get at H-E-B. Some H-E-Bs have it here in the Houston area where I am. I get it online. It's the Southside Market original rub. Now the reason I do that is because I like a little tangy and a little sweet on mine. The Texas style rub from Pastorini is kind of sweet with that. If you mix 50-50 on the Southside Market rub, that has a little kick to it. And as you know, if you do order the OG sauce at ogsauce.com, you know that my sauce is sweet and tangy as well. Then the last thing I do is, after you rub the sides as well, now the top and all the meat on the sides, what I do is I use this dark bark from Spice Guys. This one is at Texas Star Grill Shop, and just a little light sprinkle on top, and then you're good to go. You're not going to be doing any wrapping or anything. I'm on my pellet grill today, but I do this on my stick grill as well. And on my pellet grill, what I like to use is this. It's made in Hamlin. It's pecan. Sorry about that. It's pecan and mesquite and oak mix, and it comes in really, really good. So once you get your ribs going, you put them on the grill, and it's going to take about, I would say, 7 to 8 hours, depending on how big the ribs are. Now these ribs they've been on a little less than an hour, about an hour. Got the probe in the meaty side of the rib. Don't touch the rib. Make sure it's above the rib so you get only the meaty part. And you can see where I have the rub on the lower level, and then the dark bark, just a light sprinkle on top. And what you do, I cook them at about 250. And then obviously I'll keep you up to date on this video. I'll keep you up to date, and I'll update it. About 250, 7-8 hours, depending on how thick they are. And I leave them to set for about 45 minutes to an hour is generally what I do. And then the last step, probably, and I'll show you this in a little bit, about the last hour and a half, 2 hours, I give it a light coat with OG sauce, which of course, as you guys know, I use on just about everything. I'll keep you updated. All right, guys, the big ribs, the beef ribs, Dino Ribs, whatever you want to call them, have been cooking for a little over 4 hours, about 4 hours and 15 minutes, and the internal temperature is 180. Some people do this a little earlier in the process. I like it later. I'm going to spray it with some apple juice, and then we're going to come back, and for the last hour and a half, 2 hours, that's when you cover it with OG sauce, just a light layer all over it. The internal temperature you want is about 210 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and get the apple juice that I have. Look at that. They're looking terrific. They're dripping. They're beautiful. Now the reason I'm doing it now, and the reason I wait a little while, is because I like to let the fat render down a little bit first before you try to moisten it. See, it still has a lot of moisture. Whoops, that's a little bit too big of a stream. So you want just a light spray, something like that. Just a nice light spray. Don't overdo it. You're just keeping the moisture in there with some apple juice, because the flavor profile you want is going to be the beef, obviously, with the rub, and then the last hour and a half you're going to go with the light coating of OG sauce. But these are coming along real nice. I'll keep you guys informed, and I'll be back. All right, we're about 6.5 hours into the cook now of these beef ribs, and it's the internal temperature is about 198. We're trying to get to about 210, so I'm right on schedule for about close to an 8-hour cook on this. This is where you do the OG sauce, and I'll show you that. So, wow, those look fantastic. Just about perfect. So what you're going to end up doing is just a little bit, you guys know this shouldn't be too hard, but just a slight glaze on them as you cook. It should kind of melt into the meat. That's what you're looking. See how it just kind of goes into the meat? You don't have a whole lot, and it'll make it delicious. Man, these are going to be fantastic. They are exactly the way I want to. So just do that. Cover the whole meat, edges, sides too. And once you get to 210, it should be about the best bite in barbecue that you can get. Wow, I want to take a bite right now, but I won't. I'll wait. Just took them off. I'm gonna let them sit about 45 minutes to an hour. I'll be right back. I'm hungry. All right, guys, the Dino ribs are done. They've been sitting for about 45 minutes. I made 2 big racks, so the guy holding the camera is getting this rack. And that would be Figgy Fig from Sports Radio 610.
Yes, sir.
I won't cut his, I'll cut mine so y'all can see how it turned out. Don't forget, the last thing I did was a little coat of OG sauce. So I'll just cut right here in the middle and y'all can see what it looked like. Let me cut that off. That's a good sign right there. That's a good sign, you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget, all this stuff, I've got recipes on the website. This is one recipe I just wanted to share on video, but you can go to ogsauce.com and get your OG sauce. And of course, there's going to be 2 recipes go with every single case that we ship or bottles that we ship.
Ooh-wee.
Yes, sir. Figgy, what are you going to do with that one?
I'm going to go to town on it. I'm going to town on it.
Thanks, guys. ogsauce.com.